The Opinionated podcast with Coco and Jen contains mature content which might not be suitable for all viewers. Basically, if you have kids, it's time to put them to bed. Let's get into it.
Welcome to the shit show. Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery. Cause everybody sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
How about now?
Okay. All right. Don't touch anything.
I swear. We sign in 30 minutes ahead of time to set it all up. And it messes up every time.
Still fuck up. That's technology. It's not our fault. What?
Good evening.
Hi. Good evening, folks. Hi.
Hi, Coco.
Hi, Jen.
What's up?
We're back again.
Yeah. It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The first time was a hot mess.
Yes, this time will probably still be a hot mess, but maybe a little less of a hot mess.
Probably. So, yeah, if anybody wants to buy us professional podcasting equipment, we can give you our Cash App.
I don't use Cash App. Can you Venmo me, please?
Venmo, whatever. And I have Chinese food over here that I will be eating on occasion. So, because I'm
Enjoy.
I'm hungry now. So tonight we're talking about a place that we actually got to see briefly back in April. I begged our tour guide to let us get out at the Cecil Hotel. If you know anything about the Cecil Hotel, it's literally like around the block from Skid Row. It is not a good area at all. Yeah. And so they let us get out, and right away, like, people were like kind of yelling stuff, and I got my picture, and Coco got her picture, and we ran back to the car. And people ask me, like, oh, did you go inside? And I'm like, no, because it's like an affordable housing complex now. So, I mean, there are people, if you go on YouTube, there are people that go inside, but I had my daughters with me. Like, I could have bribed somebody, but
next time.
Yeah, I wasn't doing that.
Next trip to LA, we'll go to the Cecil.
I'm not above bribery if I didn't have my kids with me to go in there, because the place is spooky as hell.
I know.
I'm rolling up my sleeves. I'm about to get serious.
Me too. Done. I'm ready.
It is scary, though. We've had serial killers. We'll get into all that.
Yeah, it's definitely a creepy-ass place.
And being a paranormal investigator, I 100% believe the place is haunted. Like, I have no doubt.
I think it has to be. So much crap has happened there. It's like something, some other forces at play there.
Yeah, there's something going on. So we have the chat open. If at any point you want to join in on the conversation, by all means, send us a chat.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll post it up here. But, Coco put together our facts sheet, because that's what she does for us during the week, and I just post obnoxious stuff. So
that's right. I do all the research, and she does nothing.
We're not sponsored by Sunkist, but it is still delicious.
Not yet.
No. But yeah, off topic real quick. next week or next year. Yeah, we're considering doing some conventions. I was telling some people.
For sure.
Pam from the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash said she'd love us to come some year and be vendors at her place. So that would be cool. I know Bump of the Night always does it, so I'll have to get 2 tables side by side. I'm about to eat rice and tag team them. Boom, there it is.
You're goofy. All right. Well, let's get into it. Let's talk about Elisa Lam.
Go back to the beginning of this.
The girl who went missing at the Cecil Hotel back in 2013. She was a student from, I was going to say Canada. She's from Canada, guys.
Yeah.
And she, went to LA on vacation to explore the world a bit and ended up dying. So, I mean, that sucks for her.
People even people from America, but people that aren't from the USA have this like general misconception of Los Angeles, particularly of Hollywood, downtown Los Angeles.
That it's all like glitz and glam.
Yeah, no shame towards anybody that lives in LA because there's so many beautiful parts, but downtown LA, it's rough. It's
rough. It's very rough.
Like
it's pretty gross. No, absolutely not.
Right. Trouble it in.
You go ahead, eat your dinner. But what we know about Elisa is that she was staying at the Cecil. She did some like adventuring while she was in LA. Didn't really like meet people. Kind of kept to herself. I don't know where I'm going with this. Everything is weird that like happened to her. There's so many parts of the story that just don't make sense. I have so many questions myself.
Yeah, when you try to like ask me what do I think happened, I have no idea.
No fucking clue.
Because there's so many different scenarios, But yeah, she did have an active Tumblr blog. Tumblr was like really popular back then.
Don't we know it?
Yeah. For another time. But yeah, so she like would write all of her thoughts, like almost like a diary.
Mm-hmm.
That the LAPD tried to use to try to figure out what happened to her.
Right, but they didn't even really get that much.
No.
They got that she was bipolar, that... I mean, that's basically... Like, she documented her life, but there wasn't really anything on her Tumblr that gave them any real clues about what could have happened. She went to, like...
She's an emo 21-year-old,
Yeah, right. Right. So that wasn't, like, that didn't really, like, give them... It gave them some insight to her life, but not really to what could have happened. Like you said, she's just like your basic college student that blogged her adventures, her day-to-day life, her mental struggles, her, all that normal stuff. That wasn't like super helpful in getting any evidence on what could have happened. They mentioned that she... The only, like, kind of weird thing that happened while she was there is that she went to this taping down in Burbank. I forget what show was it? Do you remember what show she went to?
No.
I honestly don't remember. I want to say The Price is Right, but I know that's...
But it's not that important.
I know. And she was, like, kind of acting erratically there and had to be escorted out. And that was, like, I believe the day before she went missing.
Didn't she go to a bookstore too? Like
But yes, it was. I believe it was that same, like earlier that day, or yes, I can't remember all these details off the top of my head, and I didn't write that down. But yeah, but that was really the only two places that they mentioned her going. Like she didn't post anything about walking around Skid Row. She didn't post anything about how like what downtown LA was like, or really what the hotel was like.
And
Um,
social media in 2013 was a thing, but it wasn't like
Not
literally,
what it is now.
yeah, we're posting every aspect of our lives. We're posting everything, there's like a paper
Yeah.
trail,
Yeah.
of where people go, unless they absolutely
Right.
have to have social media.
Right.
So,
Back then it was limited.
yeah, you might post here or there, but they weren't in, not like it is now.
Yeah. Right.
And so
Um,
she picks the Cecil Hotel to stay at, which was a horrible choice.
my thing is like they was there not did people not like go onto Google and was Google a thing back then? It had
Yeah,
to have been. Yeah. Like there was nothing posted about this hotel. Previous guests.
it was probably cheap because I'll tell you, my oldest daughter went to California, the year before we did. And her and her old best friend picked a place to stay based on it looked cute in the picture and it was cheap. They ended up staying in like Compton or something like that. Like it wasn't, yeah, and like they were
Yeah.
okay, but they were definitely nervous because as they're, getting into the Uber and they're going, to the place, the Uber driver's just like, oh, you're okay. This isn't a great area, and I'm like, the whole time I was freaking out. I have her tracked on my phone, like just because I knew she
Yeah.
wasn't in a great area. But I just said, keep to yourselves, go in the house. So young people. She's 21. She's not even thinking of that stuff.
I
they're not.
guess. I don't
I don't know.
know. But
Especially
it
if you're not very worldly as far as like they're kind of sheltered at all. I don't know personally if she was, but if you're
Elisa, I feel like she was not that worldly. I feel like this trip to LA was like her big, like, I'm an adult, I'm gonna set out and do my thing and experience the world. And this was like her big trip away from home for the first time.
yeah.
And it ended in such a sad, sad way.
So she was last
Wild.
seen on January 31st.
January 31st, found 19 days later.
Yeah.
And that's only because people started to complain at the hotel of
Yeah.
things, going wrong, and then they finally started looking into it.
Which
Oh, so they found her
I got a
body.
quick little clip from TikTok user Watch the Rabbit Hole. I want to play for you guys real quick, kind of just to recap this story in case you're not completely familiar with it. So I'm going to play that now.
What
Okay.
actually happened to Elisa Lam? On February 19, 2013, guests at the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles complained of water problems, specifically brown-colored water that had a weird taste. But when the hotel staff went to the roof to check the water tank, they would uncover a mystery that till today remains unsolved. Floating inside the tank was the deceased naked body of 21-year-old Elisa Lam. Prior to this, Elisa was reported missing for weeks. A strange and unusual clip of her acting out inside the hotel elevator was believed to be her last known sighting, where she was seen hiding, then pressing all the buttons and speaking to someone who wasn't there. A deeper investigation further revealed that she had been posting a string of unusual posts to her Tumblr account, indicating that she was being followed and stalked by someone ever since she landed in Los Angeles. Even though the circumstances leading to her death remain unknown, it was ruled that she died of drowning in the water tank. However, skeptics are still trying to figure out.
And I just cut off. Anyways, but yeah. So everybody's seen the infamous, or maybe you haven't seen the infamous elevator video where she's just like pressing buttons and she's looking out. She looks like she's scared of something, and we actually have a clip of that too, because I think it's important to review that when talking about this. So I'm going to play that real quick too.
So weird.
I know.
What was she doing with her hands?
She was. It looked like she was talking to somebody. Like, I'm Italian, so I talk with my hands too. But like, it did look like she was kind of like talking to somebody. She was seeing something. Whether it was real or not, I don't know.
It's just bizarre. And whenever I was watching the the Netflix thing, and they they played all the elevator footage, and I'm like, did they only have cameras in the elevator? Like,
Yeah.
there was no other footage. There's no other footage in the hallways. Like, did they not have cameras in the hallways? That was like my first thought. I'm like, why this place is like murder hotel.
Yeah.
All these crimes happen, and they only have a camera in the elevator.
Well, why does it cut off there? Why doesn't it show inevitably her either going somewhere up the elevator or going to the elevator? I don't know. And that, to me, almost seems like somebody's trying to cover something up, whether it be the police department or whether it be the hotel.
Well, people have speculated that, it was somebody at the hotel working with the LAPD to cover it up. And in my opinion, that GM, what was her name?
I can't remember her name. The blonde lady?
I have it written somewhere. Amy. Yeah, she was in the Netflix documentary. She seemed shady as hell. Did you get the same vibe? Like, she just seemed so... like, she didn't have any, like, empathy.
Yeah, because she's seen some shit. When you're somewhere like that, you're probably just used to seeing stuff like that. You're probably just used to like.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I feel like this is different though than the drugs and the serial killer. Well, those were before her time, but all the drugs and crap that she had to deal with, and the prostitutes and I'm sure there were other murders, suicides. I don't know. This was just different.
Yeah.
Like, she had been staying there for... when did they say she got to... I don't even remember. How long she had even been in LA before this happened.
I don't think that long.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't even know how to type on here. I meant to say definitely. But yes, David, definitely.
It is. It's so weird. It's like nothing connects. There was no foul play. There was, like, no markings on her body. There was no physical evidence on the water tower, on her. She had no drugs in her system. Like,
Hmm.
all of her belongings were left behind. There was no forced entry into her room. Like, there was nothing. Even in the autopsy, normally they can tell if somebody had drowned.
Yeah.
Were they alive before they were in the water, or were they dead? There was no clear signs of drowning,
Yeah.
even though they ruled it an accidental drowning.
So
It's like
back to
all
the
these things are so weird. Like she just like all of this happened and there's no trace of it.
yeah, yeah. So the body was found. There was that couple from, was it Europe or something, on the Netflix documentary, and they said
Were
their
they from
water.
Germany? They were
I believe
from,
in Europe.
yeah, they were
Somewhere in
somewhere in
Europe,
Europe. Yeah.
and they booked this hotel they thought was great, and the water tasted funny, and I think I threw up in my mouth. Like, that
Listen,
is so foul.
first of all, if it comes out of the tap brown, why are you drinking it? You
Yes,
put it up to your face and you smell that. Why are you drinking it?
I don't like to drink tap water at all, but I don't like to drink tap
Yeah,
water in other places, even
I
that
don't
aren't
drink
my,
tap water at all.
yeah. Like, I filtered from my own house or somebody I know and trust is one thing.
Yeah.
I'm really weird about that. So yeah, if the
So
water
I could not imagine.
is so gross.
I could not imagine if I drank somebody's fucking corpse water. Blech. That's so disgusting.
So she's found naked in the hotel tower.
She was
Um,
found floating up, face up, which is weird.
wasn't the lid? The lid was closed, correct?
Well, that's another thing. The cop said the lid was closed. Whenever the maintenance man went up, it was open. So I don't know if it was open and maintenance man shut it,
Yeah.
but it was open when she was found,
Okay.
which means not only her corpse was in the water for those 19 days, that lid was open, and then like whatever came in from outside was also in that water.
So I mean, it is entirely possible that she could have put herself in there herself since the lid was open.
Hmm.
But I don't know.
Yeah, but didn't they say that there was no scent trail up to there? There was no like evidence that she climbed up to the water tower. Like, wouldn't
Yeah,
there have been like fingerprints,
you would think.
on the top, on the
Yeah.
lid, on anything? But it's like they found nothing. She would have had to like, because if you remember from the footage, there was like the way the roof was. Whenever you come out of that door, you could get on the top, like the top of that roof part where the steps led up, and you could
Yeah.
get on top of the water towers that way. Like you didn't necessarily need a ladder.
Yeah.
So what if she just like went up onto the highest part of the roof, walked onto the water towers, and just like fucking jumped in,
It's possible.
took all her clothes off while she was in there, but then couldn't get back out.
Let me. All right. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, no toxicology was negative. So she wasn't, you know, taking all
She
kinds of.
wasn't on
Well,
anything. Yeah.
yeah.
A little, sorry, fruit fly. Sorry, Penny. I just woke up Penny out of like a deep sleep. Sorry, girl. There's a fruit fly. They got watermelon juice here, and it's like,
Nice.
tasty. But
So let's
yeah,
head to the Cecil Hotel
the
again. It's a
Cecil
bad place.
Hotel, the
Bad
Cray.
place. Although I love it and I want to go inside, but I am also deranged. So
Yeah, I mean, I would too.
Well, yeah, because we're that's the kind of people we are.
We're weird.
But the regular folk, that's not
Yeah.
something they want to do. They'd rather watch from the privacy of their home. So this place is literally right next to Skid Row. I'm, so glad we had a driver from Graveline Tours that drove us past it, because I wouldn't have trusted myself to not end up in Skid Row when I was driving.
Oh God, I know.
I'm a crazy driver, but yeah. So this hotel, there's been many murders, suicides, all that, infamous for drugs, prostitutes, and murder. And it was home to 2 serial killers. Coco, which ones were those?
Richard Ramirez and Jack Unterweger, the Austrian Strangler.
So Richard Ramirez is obviously the more famous, I think, of the 2.
And yeah, he was wild.
We actually were kind of standing by the alleyway where he used to strip off his bloody clothes after he'd go murder someone, and often throw them in the dumpster or whatever, and then go inside the hotel.
Literally walk through the hotel covered in, well, I don't know if he was covered in blood, but I mean, I'm sure he had blood on him in his underpants. Nobody gave a shit. That's the kind of place this is. Yeah. You can murder people and then walk through the halls in your underwear and nobody will care.
No, not at all. Because a lot of them are on drugs and they probably don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
But now they did make it a historical landmark, so it can't be torn down, I believe, since it is a historical landmark. And it's now, I think, something on Main. I think that's called.
Stay on Main. That's what it was called. Well, so because of everything that happened at the Cecil and its bad reputation, they sectioned off a couple floors and made it like a hotel under a different name. So whenever you booked it online, it wasn't the Cecil Hotel, even though you were staying in the Cecil Hotel. Which is kind of crazy to me. Yeah, it was called Stay on Main. I think they made 3 or 5 floors out of the hotel this separate boutique hotel.
It's wild. Yeah, and now it's affordable housing for.
Why would they make it a historical landmark? I don't understand. Why did this place stay open after all serial killers and suicides and murders? Why would a place stay open like that? I don't get it.
I have no idea.
That place should be condemned, not a freaking historical landmark. It's so weird to me.
I'm trying to see if I can find. Is the current name though the Stay on Main, or is it something else?
I think it's still called the Cecil. I don't think it's still called Stay on Main.
Let me look.
Okay.
I don't know. Because there was something on the front, there was a different sign. I don't know. I'll figure it out later.
What, when we were there?
Yeah, they painted, first off, they used to have that awesome, Cecil Hotel thing on the side of the building, which they painted over with, that white and blue.
Yeah, it's white and blue.
Downtown LA or something like that, which is stupid. I don't know why they did that.
White with a blue heart and says DTLA or something.
Who?
They're just trying to polish a turd at this point.
That's me when I put makeup in the morning.
That's me whenever I get ready for this podcast. I was took a nap earlier and woke up at 4 and I was because I had to go do something at 5 real quick and I was oh shit, I need to wash my hair and make myself somewhat presentable so I can be on camera.
I was in the office earlier, so, but then once I got home, I was yeah, I'm not going to wear this dress anymore, and I'm in pajamas. We're lucky I left my bra on.
Same. I don't wear a bra, you know that.
Yeah, well, I kind of have to. But anyways, I digress.
I digress. Bras are not the topic. Well, actually they are, because Jack Unterweger, the Austrian Strangler, was known for the women that he killed would take their bra and he would strangle them to the point where they would go unconscious and then let them come back to life and then do it again. And I'm why is he edging these people? Just
Yeah,
What is going on? It was...
I would have used my bra as a parachute and jumped out the window.
Hold it over your head. See your bitches later.
I remember
Oh my
like
God.
when my the oldest daughter Angelina, who is now almost 21, when she was younger and she'd have friends over and I'd like leave my bra hanging somewhere, I'd come down and they'd have it on and they'd have it stuffed with stuff and they'd be like walking around like they thought it was so funny. I'm like, get my bra off.
That's hilarious. I mean, it is. Your bras are massive. It would fit my entire head.
I've worn it as a hat before. My lady. All right, this isn't funny though.
Yeah,
right, so
back to the serious business.
Talk about theories.
The theories. I mean, there's none that really kind of make sense or kind of really tell you what happened or even really come close to like nothing. I personally didn't find anything that was really like, okay, yeah, that could have been it, other than maybe she had a psychotic break and jumped in. But that still doesn't, there was still no, like, for there not to be any sort of fingerprints outside, inside the tank, no scent picked up. Like, that's where it's weird for me. Because how did she get up there?
I think it's a combination. I don't 100% know. But I think it's a combination of, I think she had a psychotic break. She was already having mental health issues. I think it was somebody from the hotel, possibly a worker from the hotel, preying on her, seeing that this girl was mentally ill, But I also think she could have been seeing things, outside of that elevator. What is she seeing? A real person, or is she seeing things? And then the paranormal investigator part of me wants to think she saw something paranormal or something like that, supernatural.
Yeah.
Which is also possible. People always throw around like seeing ghosts, and being mentally ill, or like even somebody being possessed, Never Catholic churches do exorcisms. They have to make sure they're not mentally ill because there's a thin line between them. There's times where I've even second guessed myself when I've seen things on investigations, but then I'm like, yeah, okay, you're not schizophrenic and you're not seeing things and you're not, you know what I mean? Like there's certain things you can't explain. So who knows? Yeah. Maybe she did see something, I mean, I have no doubt. I mean, honestly, I have no doubt that place is haunted.
Oh, I 1,000% agree. I feel like that might be like the only explanation, that or somebody covered it up, is either supernatural or a cover up, because for there to be like no sort of evidence of any kind to show even an inkling of what happened is just so bizarre.
Well, I don't think it was LAPD that covered it up. I think it was the hotel.
Yeah.
I think the manager probably was in on it.
Yeah, because like I said, I think she's shady as hell.
She could have had a relative that she was close to that did something to this girl. I'm just spitting out random theories. Could have done something to this girl and, oh crap, my nephew just murdered this girl. Like, let's cover it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, whoever was stupid enough to think like throwing her into the water tower, like that wasn't gonna show up somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know if they just thought like that's water. That's not like acid. You're not like
not dissolving the body.
No.
Not gonna get rid of it. You're just gonna like poison everybody in the hotel with corpse water. But there again, there was no physical evidence to show that she was harmed, that there was anything touched on her. She wasn't strangled. She wasn't stabbed. There was no bruises. There was no cuts. There was no sign of assault, sexual assault. No, nothing.
Yeah. Maybe she did it to herself. I don't know. I tend to think that somebody else was involved. I really do.
I don't know. Like, I don't know what to think. Like, it's just so bizarre.
Like you have here,
Like,
the door
nothing
to the
adds up.
had an alarm and it never went off. Well,
Right.
who could be sure that didn't happen? An employee of the hotel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for them to say that her death was a drowning when there's no signs of drowning, to me is just lazy. Like you're just being lazy. You know, if anything, say the death was inconclusive. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not cut and dry. If there's no signs of drowning, then that's not a
Why
drowning.
roll it that way? Right.
I'm
So
not
why would they roll it that way though if they weren't trying to cover something up?
Yeah. I mean, if you got hit by a car and killed, you wouldn't put, so and so got mauled by a bear on their death report. Because that's what happened.
Yeah. I don't know. And then they didn't release the autopsy. What was it for? Like, there was no autopsy ever released to the public.
Yeah.
And nobody could obtain a police file. Like, neither one of those things were available to the public when typically they are. And I don't know if it was because it was like a high profile thing. If it's still, I mean,
because it's high profile, you'd think that it would be released. You know what I mean? Or like people want to know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still curious. It's still, I mean, it's a very well known case, just like the Black Dahlia, you know. But then look how old that case is. You know,
I know.
old, and we still don't know what happened to Elizabeth Short.
And it's like whenever, like there was no even like eyewitness statements.
Yeah.
Other than the European couple that talked about the water. Like there was nothing from anybody else at that hotel.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
It is. I don't know. I know her parents came all the way, from there to, I guess, ID the body.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. She's buried up in Canada. If anybody's up there and wants to visit her grave, it's very sad though.
Yeah.
Sad. I know. My daughter's close to the same age, and I'm still ridiculous. She still lives at my house. I'm still ridiculous. I don't care if she doesn't live at my house. Like when she went to Los Angeles, I was like tracking her. I was like that dad from that movie Taken. Like I was ready to like fight, and like I was ready to like tell somebody that like I had particular skills, and I was gonna, like I was a complete nut.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 38 years old, and I still send my location to my mom anytime I travel. I still let her know what I'm doing, where I'm at. She texts me every day, WID. June.
Well,
yeah, I know. I love her too. Her birthday's next week.
Aww. Her birthday's in June, and her name's June.
Yeah, you never knew that?
No, but that makes sense.
Yeah, my grandma was real clever on that one.
She was.
R.I.P. Sita. Aw.
Yeah. So, your final thoughts on...
Well, there was... I don't know, man.
I know.
I literally don't know. I cannot come to a conclusion on who done it, what happened. I just don't know.
Yeah.
There's too many unknowns. There's too many like things that don't add up. I don't know. This one's got me baffled.
Yeah. That's why when people go places, they need to let people know where they're at. This is just maybe, unless she did it to herself and she didn't want to be She didn't want to be found. She didn't want to be alive. Maybe that's what happened. But if that's not what happened, if you are somebody who's going to do something like that, travel solo, yeah, like you need to leave a paper trail so
Absolutely.
that people know where you're at. Because this is, I can't imagine being, her parent and never knowing what happened to her.
I know. I can imagine having to live with that.
No, that's why I'm an absolute psycho parent. I'm a helicopter mom. People will be like, you must be so chill. No, I'm not at all. Like,
I can attest to that. She's not chill at all, people.
I'm a stalker. I didn't even want you to go across the main road in California to Starbucks with them.
I know.
I was terrified that they were going to get hit by a car.
And I would have.
And they're like
17
I would have.
I know.
Yeah, you could have went. No.
I'll gladly run across a 4-lane highway. That doesn't faze me. For Starbucks, yeah.
All right. So what are we talking
did we have any listeners? Is there anybody online this whole time?
Yeah, there were some people that commented.
Oh, I can't see comments.
Oh.
Why can't I see them? Can you? Oh. Oh, there.
And then
Is that Rick?
Yeah. Anyways.
Richard.
Anyways, so what are we talking about next time? Because we're coming up to 45 minutes. I think 45 minutes is a good stopping point.
We were on for like 2 hours talking about the Black Dahlia, but there was a lot more to talk about.
Not only that, though, I kept getting kicked off.
That's true.
Like, I wanted to punch my computer and myself in the face.
Same. I wanted to smack you with your computer.
It was so frustrating.
We did good this time, though. You know what? The one thing, remember whenever you watched the documentary, right, on Netflix?
You told me.
And they talked about that movie Dark Water. Did you ever watch that?
No.
The movie? Me either. But I think it's weird that the same thing happened. Literally, her death was played out in that movie.
Well, then they thought that
years before
killed her, that satanic.
Which didn't even make sense. People were reaching so fucking far on that.
I know. They're like, oh, he must be the killer because he worships the devil. Like, no, I personally am not a devil worshiper, but there are people that actually are people that Church of Satan, whatever, that they aren't serial killers. You know what I mean? I don't know. And then there's people that are Christians that are, so.
Exactly. But regardless, they were yes, he stayed at the Cecil, but.
At least it's not mine this time.
Hey! Knock it off. Was he even there the same time as Elisa? They never said that. Whether it was the same time.
It works for him, though, because, it got people to talk about him.
True. But then they were talking about his one song about this girl drowning in an ocean. And then he mentions China. I'm like, so fucking what? That song is was written. It's not like he wrote the song right then, at the same time that Elisa Lam died.
He wrote it at the water tank.
Yeah. It was years old. You think he just came to LA now and then saw this girl and was like, oh yeah. Oh, a Chinese girl. I'm going to live out my video fantasy. People were I think they were just looking for
somebody to blame.
Somebody to blame. They said that she was infected with TB to try and take out the homeless population in LA because there was a Skid Row breakout. And the test for TB is literally her name, just backwards. I'm like, no, that's just a weird coincidence. You know what I did think was weird, though? Do you remember how They were looking at something on the website of the bookstore. I forget what. It was a zip code or something for this big bookstore she was at. The same zip code goes to where Elisa Lam is from in Alberta, Canada. Is not Alberta. What part of Canada was she from?
Don't ask me. I didn't
Anyways,
research.
but it literally, like, if you went into Google Maps, put in this zip code that was on this information from the bookstore she was at, it takes you directly to the center of the town where Elisa Lam's from, and the pinpoint on the map is the cemetery. I thought that was fucking weird. I thought that was pretty weird. Like, what are the like, that's just weird.
Yeah, that is.
Are you okay?
I am. I was looking at my phone.
Oh, I was. You were like. I
was looking down. I was like.
Oh, that was weird. Your eyes just looked like they were closed. Like you like zoned out for a second.
You're boring me.
Fuck off.
You ever want to do that to somebody though? I fucking do.
Yeah, literally anytime somebody's talking to me because I can't pay attention long enough.
Like you just they're like da da da. You just want to be like ah!
Yes, I feel that way quite often.
Noises.
Ah! Hi, Rick.
Man, I wish I had that. Like, I wish I had that venom that dinosaur in Jurassic Park spits out.
Oh.
Just like somebody like pisses you off, just friggin' venom them. You're too close to me.
You could just like gleek on him. Can you do that?
No.
My brother used to be able to do it on command, so then like whenever we were kids and we'd be like sitting near each other on the couch, he'd just be like, and gleek and like just brothers are stupid.
When I'm talking because I'm a sloppy Joe.
You're slob kebab.
Fun kid.
Like, we should just have a podcast where we sit here and make fun of each other for an hour. What do you think? Or we can do our podcast in the last 15 minutes. We just sit here and roast each other. That would be fun.
I might cry.
Because you're a sissy bitch.
All right, so in 2 weeks, we're talking about another place that we visited. Our tour of LA. This will be the last one of LA for now. And it is the Greystone Mansion, which I didn't even know about what happened there when I was looking at places to go in LA. I just felt like naturally like gravitated towards. I was like, oh, I want to go there.
I don't know what happened either. I didn't do my research on that place yet.
Well, let's find out. There was a murder-suicide that took place there. So inside that house. So Coco, her story for there is she took a giant dump.
What? Why would you say that now? You're supposed to save it for next.
It's okay. We'll
it's now haunted by my turds.
So yes, she'll tell you more about that.
I'll tell you all about my experience at the Greystone. The facilities were magnificent.
Beverly Hills. You know, it's like now they do events ever so often. They let you inside the mansion for a tour. Lots of beautiful gardens. Beautiful, like
it was beautiful there.
Yeah, you can overlook downtown Los Angeles. There's like a really great view. Yeah, definitely a beautiful place if you're in Los Angeles, Beverly Hills area. You should definitely check it out. But there is.
I don't think I was aware that we were in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, we were in Beverly Hills. We went to that gas station too, where that guy was like hitting on my daughter. Do you remember that? I like stood in front of him. I was like, because like if you're gonna make it creepy, I'll make it creepy. I'll go up.
I'll make it awkward.
Hey, Dad.
I'm here to make things awkward. That's my job.
Yes.
To be fucking weird.
Yes. All right. So before we go, you have anything else to say? I'm gonna play a little.
I have no eyebrows. That's all I have to say.
Where are your
Don't
eyebrows?
I look weird?
Did you shave them off? Did you say?
Yes. Yes. Well, I've been getting them lasered off. I've been on my journey of getting my eyebrow tattoos lasered off so I can get new ones.
Do you still have eyebrows though? Like, will they grow back?
I get a little bit of hair, but not really. They literally only grow where I have my tattoos. Isn't that weird?
Okay. Well, mine are
They're very sparse.
Yeah, that's just like us from the
Over
generation
plucking.
over plucking and everything else. Yeah, like
Yeah, because high school me thought it was a good idea to just shave them right off, over pluck them.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be a little bit thinner. 2016 was the peak thick eyebrow time. I like 2016 makeup. People talk about 2016 makeup. That's when you'd bake your under eyes, the highlighter, like the whole 9 yards, the fucking head. I love that shit.
No, I didn't do any of that.
No, you don't. But
I'm au naturel, baby. I've been told I don't need makeup, so we'll just stick with that.
You were lied to.
Nah!
What if it fucking froze like that? I thought you did for a second. It like froze.
It'd be amazing.
You're just like
giving you opportunities for screenshots, and you're not even taking them.
well, no, because I'll play this and I'll take screen grabs later. Wait.
Remember that picture I took of you in the car in LA? And you were like, well, I took it from the side, and you were going to take a sip of your drink, and you were like,
yeah, I probably was like,
and I cackled for a solid 10 minutes, like I almost had a heart attack and was screaming because it was just so funny.
Long Beach. You freaked
I wonder.
out. Laughing
I did. I was dying.
You were. Yeah.
I don't know. I need to find that picture. I thought I saved it to my favorites.
That's before we almost murdered each other on the Queen.
Was it before?
Yeah, because we went to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, which was phenomenal. I mean, you don't eat the chicken, but
but I had a waffle.
Yeah. Oh my god, what's going on with my hair? Okay. This is too close for comfort, okay? I'll be honest. Oh,
I like being big like that. Wait, I need to see if I can find that picture because it just makes my day. And I haven't laughed at it.
You haven't laughed at it in a while.
Yeah.
I don't have it. I don't have a copy of it.
I thought I sent it to you.
You might have. It's not one of those ones that I would have been like, oh, I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that.
Why? It's hysterical.
I took this earlier when we were setting up, and it just says died.
At least like it's saying we died.
We did. We're ghosts. I just forgot I didn't have a mouse. I was trying to move my box of takeout food.
Oh my god, there it is. I found it.
Okay, let's see it. Wow. Thanks for that.
I'm gonna make that your contact photo. Not that you ever call me, but whenever you do, it'll be like.
Don't worry. I will find a hideous one to share of you next time.
Okay, I'm sure you have many because you always do that.
I don't. You specifically try to find me in times where I'm inhaling food.
No, I don't! I took that at complete random. I was taking a picture of myself. I was taking a selfie, and you just happened to be in the background looking like a gluttonous hog.
Yeah, I know. I'm always driving, and you're always like, got your phone like this, and then you're like this, and I'm just like on the side like.
You will literally sit in my living room and sneakily take pictures of me, like.
Sneakily. It's because you just like black out.
I know, I do. I go unconscious from time to time.
Talking, and I'll look over, and you'll just be like.
I'm old. That's what old people do. Also, probably stoned sometimes.
Yes, you probably are.
I'm not right now though.
Surprising. Because you gotta be sharp. Sharp.
Sharp as a tack. I mean, I don't know if I'm sharp without the bud, but that's a whole other. Whoa, where'd I go? Hang on! Hang on!
I can
What
still hear you.
happened?
I still hear you.
Okay. Oh, whoa.
All right.
I just thought. What?
All right.
I could sit here and talk for the next hour.
I don't want to do that. Like, that doesn't sound very fun.
Fine.
All right. I'm going to play the outro. So, June 27th,
Okay.
Greystone Mansion. Be here Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be here. We'll talk about the it's a murder-suicide that happened at the Greystone Mansion in Beverly Hills back in the day.
Yep.
So I'm going to play the outro. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
We have a YouTube channel? That's amazing.
Hold on. Somebody's trying to call me. Ruining my freaking life. Okay, I'm back. Anyways, yes. Subscribe to the YouTube
I was unaware we had a YouTube channel.
We're broadcasting on it. We don't have a lot of people following us on there right now.
That's okay. One day we will.
We need more people to follow us. So subscribe. It's the Opinionated. I think it's Opinionated True Crime.
Yes, Opinionated True Crime. That's what we're called.
YouTube, just look up, Opinionated with Coco and Jen. But yeah, you'll find it. You'll figure it out. But yeah, all right. So yeah, we'll catch ya in 2 weeks. I will play this outro and then we're out.
Peace, bye. Bitches.
Be careful. Stay safe.
Thanks for joining.
We love ya. Bye.
That's right. We do. Bye.
Off topic, real quick. I thought that news article, because I can't see, said that the father cream pied when he was told that, that his son died.
I mean, he might have cream pied. I don't know.
Wait a minute, what'd that say?
Father cream pied when he learned his son died.
I was so creamy.
I mean, that's the response I have to most things.
Creamy.
Creamy. You get all creamy and stuff. Sorry.
Bye.
Gross. Bye. We didn't have a dance session this time. We didn't have a dance session.
Why are we still here?
Let's dance real quick. Put on a jam.
I don't have any jams. We're supposed to have left. I played my outros. What do we got here? Hold on. Hold on. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for this.
All right.
Hold on.
Why didn't you have a dance party ready?
Where we at?
I can't even hear what's playing right now. I don't know what's going on.
Ronald Radke. All right.
I don't know who that is. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Welcome to the shit show. Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery, 'cause everybody's such, you see, and they're dumber than